Hey, you there, Travis? You should still be at the office about now, right? I have some work I want you to finish up by today. I put all the data into the cloud file. Start on it as soon as you're back at your desk. You got that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. But to be honest, it's kind of hard for me to accept that assignment, sir. I'm already set to head straight home today. I mentioned it yesterday about not being able to work late today.
Are you serious? You already finished work? Well, that's all out the window. Sorry, work comes before play. Just get it done, Travis. Got that? What's more important to you? Your career? Or some video games waiting for you at home? Get to work! The work I just assigned you involves the President's meeting set for tomorrow morning. If you don't get this done, it will certainly affect your career.
Wasn't that the presentation documents that the section chief assigned to you? I was there during the meeting. Don't you remember?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to say that both me and the chief have already left for the day. So that leaves you to take care of things.
Really? Can't you get someone else?
Like I said, this is material that's needed for the President's meeting tomorrow morning. I don't have to tell you how important that meeting is now, do I? Besides, there's nobody left at the office now. Except you, of course. If you don't get this done by tonight, and I'm telling you, Travis, your future is sure going to look bleak as hell.
I don't know how much longer I can bear this. Do you realize that I've been working overtime until midnight for the last 2 months? There were even days I ended up working all night and continue throughout the next day.
Yeah? So what? Everyone does overtime on occasion. You're not the only one.
It's just that I've really reached my limit. I don't know how much longer I can continue.
Come on, Travis. You're not a kid anymore. What's with the victim mentality? You work for this company, and we pay you a salary, for God's sake. Stop whining and get to work, would ya? The longer you wait, the longer you won't be able to go home.
Yes, Mr. Johnson. I'll get on it right away.
Hey, Travis. I know you're working overtime again tonight, but I had to talk to you.
Oh, hey, Sandy. Yeah, can you believe it?
Is your boss forcing work on you again? You keep this up and you'll get burned out sooner or later. This can't last.
Yeah, well, I just can't seem to get out of it.
This whole mess, it's all completely my fault, right? I'm really sorry. It really was not my intention.
What are you saying? This is not your fault, Sandy. It was all Mr. Johnson and that section chief, Mr. Blaine's fault. They should never have hit on you like that.
Yeah, well, I suppose so, but you reported them to HR, and after a while, the top brass reprimanded them for how they were treating their staff members. Not really naming you specifically, but they knew, of course. Well, long story short, I was forced to resign. Isn't this whole mess making you work late hours payback for, as they would probably put it, snitching on them, right? I know you tried putting in a request for transfer to another department and even another branch office, but there's no guarantee when that will happen.
I'm really sorry I got you into this mess, Sandy.
Please, Travis, don't worry about me. I'm fine. It's you I'm worried about. Just don't push yourself too hard. I don't want you overdoing things. Just so you know, I'm working too, and you can just quit and find a new job. You've got plenty of potential. My dad was really worried too. Hey, Travis, you okay? Have we been cut off or something? Are you seeing this text? What's up? Are you there? Did something come up? Are you back working? Travis, answer me!
Hey, Travis, you seeing this? I heard you were taken to the hospital. What the hell are you doing? You just dumped that work I assigned you. Those documents for the President's meeting today. Are you out of your mind? You really think this kind of scare tactic is gonna change anything? I mean, calling an ambulance while working overtime. Trying to highlight your ill treatment or something? Well, it isn't gonna work, buddy. According to the doctor, they say it's exhaustion. More like weakness, if you ask me. How can you become exhausted just for working a few nights of overtime? Stop your belly aching, Travis. You're such a fuss spot. Get a good night's sleep, and you'll be fine, for God's sake. It's my job as your immediate superior to discipline irresponsible employees like you. Show you how things are done around here. I'll stop by the hospital tomorrow morning with your laptop. If you don't want to get fired, I suggest you get to work, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Johnston. It's been quite some time, hasn't it?
Hasn't been long at all. Something wrong up there? You in the psych ward or something? We just talked at the office yesterday.
This is Sandy, Travis's wife. You remember me, right?
Say again? Sandy?
Yes, I don't know your line address, so I'm replying to you on my husband's phone. I hope you don't mind.
Sandy, I didn't expect to hear from you. You took me a bit off guard there. I didn't realize you were so impatient to talk to me. I don't blame you. So, I guess you thought it over and came to the conclusion that I was the better option, huh? Kinda late for that, but still. Aren't you a little worried of leaving a record of our intimate conversation on your husband's phone? Not worried of the consequence, huh? Which means...
Would you stop forcing my husband to work every night?
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not forcing anybody to do anything.
That ambulance? That was all my doing. I called them last night.
You called them? Why'd you go and do that?
I was conversing with him through line last night when it suddenly went dead. I couldn't get a response from him after that. I was extremely worried. I called security and asked them to check out his office on the 3rd floor where he was working late last night. After some time, they made the rounds and a security guard found my husband on the floor, passed out cold.
Wait a sec. I was not aware of that. This is not my fault, you got that? Don't blame this on me. The only reason he was working late is because he's slow. He's always taking a break and wasting precious time. He's got to work overtime. It's his own damn fault.
Do you really expect me to believe you and Mr. Blaine? The two guys who were joking about sharing me? How can I trust what you guys say?
You're not blabbing about this nonsense to other people at the office, are you? We don't need groundless rumors spreading.
I've refrained from expressing my true opinion regarding how you've treated us, but this has gone far enough. I know this is all about giving you the brush off. You're just getting back at me, aren't you?
Excuse me? How could you say that to your boss?
You're not my boss anymore. You're twice as old as my husband and I. Don't you think it's a little cringeworthy for a middle-aged guy to be salivating after a young woman, a former staff member?
You little ungrateful sneak! All I was trying to do was make office life easier for you, so you can do your job. To take you under my wing and teach you the ropes. That's all.
Really? That was your intention? You seemed like you wanted more than that. That's why I refused. What was so wrong about that? I did my job properly and on time. There was nothing to fault me for.
You think you're going to get away from insulting me like that, you spoiled brat?
I've talked to my husband already. I'm recommending that he resign.
What? Are you serious?
Goodbye, Mr. Johnston.
You really have nerve. You know that? You're just going to convince the guy that you rely on to live day and day to just up and quit, huh? Yeah, right. You do that, and you guys will be left homeless and penniless in no time. Good luck with that. You really screwed up, Sandy. I thought you were a bit attractive, and I thought I would give you a chance. But you decided to throw it all down the drain. I can't figure you out, but do as you like. I don't give a damn.
Good morning, Sandy. Are you up? I just took a look at my smartphone. I didn't check it since 2 days ago. I see you had a little conversation with Mr. Johnson. Didn't go all that amicably, it seems.
Yeah, right. Not a real friendly conversation, I suppose. I saw your phone on the bedside table and I was going to turn it off. Then I saw all those message notices on there that I just had to see what it was about. Could have been an emergency. Well, it was all Mr. Johnston. He was trash-talking you as usual. And after reading it, I just couldn't take it any longer. I just blew a fuse and just let my feelings out. I'm sorry.
Don't be. When it comes to my well-being, you always tend to blow a fuse.
I'm really sorry, Travis. I really shouldn't have gone off on him like that. Without first talking it over with you, but I just can't stand that guy.
Don't worry about it. No problem. Actually, I'm thankful for what you did.
Huh? You're okay with it?
He was here earlier. He stopped by to drop off his laptop.
Why'd he do that?
He said I had a lot of time on my hands while I'm here. So he told me to get to work on some urgent documents.
Wait, what? Are you serious? He was there this morning?
Relax, Sandy.
How can you be so calm, Travis? You're recuperating from exhaustion, for God's sake. And he's making you work? That guy needs a little more talking to.
Yeah, right. But all the same, relax. Because you told him off, he made the mistake of handing me some helpful materials for my payback plans.
Huh? What's the laptop got to do with your paycheck plans?
You'll find out soon enough. I know this is all hard on you. But give me a bit more time, would you?
Yeah, okay. If you say so, Travis. I'll leave it to you. But just don't do anything rash. You got that?
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Sandy.
Hey, Travis, are you still faking that exhaustion charade? About that assignment I asked you to finish up. I thought I told you to complete that by morning. I was expecting it to be uploaded to the cloud file, but it's nowhere in sight. What's going on, buddy? I'm having a meeting in an hour. I need those files. Do your job, for Christ's sake.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
I went all the way to the hospital to drop off my laptop, and this is the thanks I get? You lazy bum!
I'm sure you noticed, but I'm lying in a hospital bed right now.
Yeah, I can see that. But all you're doing is sleeping. You can move those fingers and tap away at that keyboard, can't you? I had the forethought to take that laptop to you so you can get your work done and save your job. Can't you see that, for crying out loud?
I'm very sorry about this, Mr. Johnson. I know you need those files, but I was ordered not to work and to get adequate rest while I'm here.
Excuse me? Am I hearing you right?
I'll give your laptop back to you later, okay? You better have someone else work on those documents.
What the hell are you even talking about? I never gave you such orders, and Mr. Bain didn't either. Oh, I get it. Doctor's orders, huh? The doctor ordered you to take it easy and not work, is that it?
Yes, as you say, the doctor did say that, but...
These doctors, they always exaggerate these things. You know that. Just ignore the guy, would you?
Yeah, but this is a request from the company. And I can't very well ignore a request from the company now, can I? Or do you want me to just disregard company policy?
Like I said, I never gave such an order. Are you deaf now?
This is a request directly from the president of the company.
Hold it a sec. What did you just say? The president? The head of this company?
That's right. The president, CEO of the company. He contacted me directly and ordered me to rest and not work.
Why in God's name would he do that? Why are you even connected to him? You're just a lowly staff member. Why would he even be aware of your presence?
It was that laptop you brought me. Yours, wasn't it?
Excuse me? The laptop I brought you? I have no idea what you're getting at, buddy.
I'm sure you know, but about 10 days ago, the company set up a special online hotline that allows staff members to add comments directly to the president of the company.
Don't tell me you went ahead and...
Yep, that's right. I put in a comment. That laptop you brought me was already registered to the hotline, so all I did was include my name, employee ID number, and my comment.
Darn it! I thought I put a lock on that site!
Back when the special online hotline was established, I was pretty out of it. Working every night till quite late, I wasn't really in the frame of mind to be checking the details of the site. I had no idea that you could converse directly with the company president about whatever topic seemed important, whether it be grievances about the kind of coffee in the staff lounge to unfair work environments. But once I was able to recuperate in the hospital, and as you say, have a lot of time on my hands, I was able to think straight and check the details of the hotline, thanks to you. One thing led to another, and I was able to contact the president directly.
Are you friggin' serious?
As this is the case, I have decided to resign from the company.
What? You're quitting?
Yes, I sent my resignation letter directly to the president himself.
Wait, you sent your resignation directly to the company president?
Yes, that's right. He discouraged me from resigning, but I had already made up my mind.
So, why the hell do you have to resign?
My uncle owns a small company, and he offered me a job there, and I decided to accept. I decided on resigning and taking this new job, mostly because my wife urged me to do so, and the new job seemed a lot more interesting.
Interesting? So this job you got now, it's not very interesting to you, huh?
No, it's not. I gradually lost interest in the job. There was zero motivation or any sense of purpose in the work I was doing.
So that's how you felt about this job? Are you making fun of our work here?
No, not at all. It's just the motivating factor of the job, that's all. First, the senior management I'm supposed to respect and learn from try to seduce my wife. Then I try to help my wife by reporting it, and you guys enact revenge by making me work overtime day in and day out. Until I ended up in the hospital. Let me ask you this. Would you want to work in a company like that? I'm pretty sure I know what the answer would be.
That all depends on you. It depends on if you have the guts and perseverance to make it through the rigorous demand of being a marketing manager. Clearly, you don't have what it takes.
Well, if that's the case, show the other staff members that you have what it takes as an example to others. Do your own work for a change, instead of just talking, giving orders. I urge you to put the work in yourself. Until you do that, none of your staff will ever respect you.
Shut your damn little trap, you little smart mouth! How can you talk to me like that?
As for me, I'm going to use up all my remaining paid holidays I wasn't able to use and resign. I think I'll rest up a bit before starting my new job. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I just talked to my lawyer. I'm planning to demand compensation from both you and the chief manager, Mr. Bain. So expect a letter from him in the near future.
Compensation? Are you serious?
Very serious. Like I said, my lawyer will contact you from now on, so I probably won't be seeing you again.
Hold it a second, Travis. You can't do this!
I can, and I will. Talk to my lawyer. It's been a pleasure working for you, Mr. Johnson. Goodbye. Well, after that conversation, Mr. Johnson and the chief manager came barging into the hospital demanding to see me, but were chased off by the staff. They made such a racket that the hospital even threatened to call the police. As they were leaving, Mr. Johnson shouted towards my room,
"The president can shove it!"
or something to that effect. But as luck will have it, the president himself was visiting me right at that time and heard the whole thing. He was furious and rushed out to confront them in the hallway. Sandy was there too, and she said those two guys were as white as a sheet. They were practically on their hands and knees apologizing. The president was so angry, he later closed that sales office for good. The other staff members were transferred to other branches, but Mr. Johnson and Mr. Bain were both fired. They tried to get another job elsewhere, but since the president had a lot of connections and pull in the industry, their efforts failed miserably. I heard Mr. Johnson is currently unemployed, but still has considerable debt hanging over his head thanks to me. I later heard he was married but got divorced shortly after this incident. Apparently, he's working various part-time jobs now to make ends meet. Not sure what happened to Mr. Bain. He paid the compensation and just up and disappeared. As for me, I'll be starting that new job next month. So until then, I'm taking it easy. Sandy took a few days off. So, we're headed down to the beach over the weekend.
Lauro, is it true that you're going to get married? And not just to anyone, but to the daughter of an entrepreneur?
What? Mother?
So, when is she coming to visit us for our permission?
What do you mean, permission?
Permission for the marriage, of course. So, when is it going to be?
We're not going to be visiting you.
What? You're not coming to visit?
Of course we aren't. What makes you think we'd come visit you? Didn't I already tell you 8 years ago when I left that I'd never be coming back unless it was some sort of huge emergency?
What? You're seriously not coming? I mean, I guess this isn't an emergency or anything, but this is still an important moment in your life, right? Come on, Lauro. You're our son. Are you seriously not going to let us be a part of something as important as your marriage?
I may be your son by law, but you guys aren't an important part of my life anymore. I put all of that behind when I left. You guys are basically just a bad memory to me now. Anyways, I've already told you multiple times, but I have no intention of coming home.
Huh? Come on, Lauro. Why don't we just forget about all of that? You said it yourself. It's the past, right? Why don't we just start over anew as a happy family again?
I don't remember ever being a happy family. Seriously, can't you tell how I feel? By how the only point of contact I have with you anymore is WhatsApp. I'm not you and Dad's puppet anymore. 8 years ago, I left you guys on the condition that I'd pay for the 30,000 euros of debt you two had. At that moment, I decided that not only would I never return to that house, but I'd never even return to that hometown. I was famous back there for being left to my own devices by my parents, and I don't have any friends because of it, which is why there's nothing tying me to that place anymore.
You say all that, but I see right through what you're planning, Lauro. To be honest, I'm impressed. Well, you are our son after all.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
Never mind. I understand what you wanted to tell me very well in this conversation. Do whatever you want. Get married for all I care.
You don't have to tell me. I'm going to get married with or without your permission. Bye. Hi, Rosita. Is now a good time?
Oh, hi, Lauro. What is it?
There's something urgent I want to talk to you about.
I'm in the train right now, so it's fine if it's by text. What's the matter?
You see, my parents found out that I'm going to get married.
What? But I thought you had cut ties with them and were careful that the information wouldn't leak.
Yeah, it looks like I was just really unlucky. You see, they just sent me a text earlier. This is just a guess, but I'm thinking that they find out through my aunt, who happened to have business with our company recently.
Oh, your aunt that believes that relatives should always stick with each other no matter what?
Yeah, that aunt. The one that keeps bugging me to make up with my parents and start things over with them. Seriously, why can't she just mind her own business? Anyways, I didn't notice, but apparently she saw me passing by while she was in the waiting room of our office. That's when she got a hold of... one of our employees who didn't know about my parents and skillfully made him tell her everything about our marriage. Jesus, she really messed up big this time.
I see. It looks like it was pretty bad timing then.
Tell me about it. My parents didn't object to our marriage, but I got the feeling by how my mum was talking that she was up to something. I'm worried they might try and do something crazy now that they know about us. And I'm especially worried about you, since it seems that they know who you are now as well.
Do you think it's a good idea if we don't see each other in public for the time being?
I thought that as well, but that is the demerit of them having the chance to approach you while you're on your own. Seriously, what should we do about this?
Why don't we just turn in the marriage papers tomorrow?
Huh?
I think the best thing to do is to move our plans forward as much as possible, so that everything will be over before they have time to react.
That's a good idea. My mum and dad may seem like idiots, but they won't hesitate to act when a chance to steal some of my money's involved. They could already be on their way here for all I know. Well, let's turn in the marriage papers tomorrow then. It's not like the exact date we get married actually matters, right? Yeah. Well, it's best that we take care of things as fast as possible now that they know about our marriage.
Alright. Meet me at the city hall tomorrow after we're done with the work.
Yeah, got it. Sorry I have to go through this trouble just because of my parents.
Don't worry about it. It's not just your parents that are troublesome after all.
Thanks. It really makes me feel better hearing you say that.
No problem. See you tomorrow then.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
Laurel? Why are you running away from us? But I only wanted to celebrate my son getting married, which is why I was waiting for you outside the city hall. You're so mean getting a taxi and running away from us like that.
You weren't waiting for me outside the city hall, but you followed me there from my office, didn't you? You probably heard from your sister about where I work. But the only person I talked to about turning in the marriage papers today was my wife, which means that you must have followed me.
So you found out. Well, there's no need to be so mad, is there, though? I mean, we basically already made up, right?
I don't know if you're joking or not, but just stop. I have no intention of getting back together with you two.
Come on, stop trying to act all tough. I mean, I understand very well now that even you, at the end of the day, are just someone who loves money.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
Your wife is the only daughter of an entrepreneur, right? Not only that, but she lost both her parents in an accident 2 years ago and was left with a massive inheritance.
Yeah, and what about that?
Lauro, it touches me to know that you care for us so deeply.
Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about?
You did amazing, Lauro. You're a genius, my son. Now that you guys are married, she's ours. My God, if only I had known sooner that I had given birth to a prodigy.
Would you please tell me first what you're talking about?
The wife's money is also the husband's money, right? And the son's money is also the parents' money. Which means that your wife's money is now ours. We're filthy rich now, Lauro, and it's all thanks to you.
No, that's not why I married her.
Come on, Lauro. There's no need to hide your true self to me. After all, I am your mother, right? Why don't the three of us use your wife's money to live a life of luxury from now on? But first, we need to do something about this debt of ours.
You seriously got into debt again?
Who cares if I got into debt again? We're going to pay it off with your wife's money, so could you please give me 100,000 euros from your wife's bank account?
100,000 euros?
You see, we were told by the strange man that if we gave him money, he'd give it back tenfold. And so me and your dad both gave him 5,000 euros for a total of 10,000 euros. We thought that it was an investment, but the money wouldn't quite return for some reason. We thought that we just needed to give him a bit more money, and before we knew it, I had spent 100,000 euros.
What the fuck are you doing? That's a scam no matter how you look at it. Seriously, you fell for something as easily seen through as that and threw away 100,000 euros. Just how much of a scumbag are you two?
Come now, don't get so mad, Loro. Even me and your dad went pale when we found out that we were 100,000 euros in debt. But now we have your wife's money. I'm so glad you were kind enough to catch her for us, Loro. Of course, we won't be so barbaric as to ask you two to let us live with you. Just give us 100,000 euros for now, and that's it. You probably won't hear from us again for a few months at least. Come on, don't be so selfish. 100,000 euros is probably nothing for someone like her, right? No one is going to gain from you holding back her money from us like this. All you'd be doing is making your parents disappointed in you, for no good reason at that.
To think that someone like this is my parent.
Hmm?
It makes me so embarrassed that I'd like my body replaced for another, if possible.
What?
I didn't pick my wife so that you two could pay off your debts.
Don't tell me, Bud. Are you seriously so selfish as to use all that money for yourself and not give us any? I'm not going to forgive something as unfair as that, Loro.
Say whatever you want. All I want is to have a happy family with my wife. There's no space for toxic parents like you in our family.
You ungrateful brat. I'm the one who gave birth to you, so technically everything you have is thanks to me, you know.
Hi, Rosita. Sorry about earlier.
Oh, hi, Loro.
Did anything happen to you once the taxi dropped you off at the station? I don't think my parents have the resources to hire other people to catch you, but...
Yeah, I'm fine, but... I got on the train just like you told me, and...
Sorry, but I need you to stay on the train a bit longer. I'm going to reserve a room for you at the business hotel near the airport. So, could you wait for me there until I come for you?
Alright. I can reserve a hotel room on my own, you know. I'll tell you once I decide which hotel I'm going to be staying at.
Sorry, you're right.
What are you going to be doing?
I've already finished preparing for our departure, but since we were only supposed to depart on the morning of the day after tomorrow, I left my passport and plane tickets at home. I need to go back first.
Yep, you can't get a flight without those.
Still though, to think that they were actually already on their way here yesterday when we had our conversation. Looks like I underestimated their determination when it came to stealing my money. I'm lucky that today was the last day at the office and the final few days until I resign. I'm going to be working remotely. Even my office laptop I have right now, they said I could just return to them by mail after I resign. I'll just hide somewhere until our flight and wait this out.
Is it alright if you're texting me like this right now? I have the feeling that your parents are looking for you as we speak.
It's alright. See, I've already left the house and now in an internet cafe. I'm pretty sure they won't find me here as I'm currently hiding in one of the most crowded areas of the city.
Really? That's good, I guess. I'm currently in an internet cafe right now. I told my company about what was happening, and they said I could work remotely from a hotel or something until our day of departure.
Oh, that's so? We're lucky the companies we work at are so understanding, eh? Seriously, I don't think that many employers would just believe it when you said your mother-in-law was chasing you so you had to hide.
Yeah. Alright. I'll contact you again when I reserve a hotel room. Take care, alright?
Yeah, you too.
Loro, where are you right now? We didn't have a place to stay tonight, so we thought that we would stay at your house, but you weren't there. Your dad got angry and he started banging on the door, and so one of your neighbors called the police on us. Thankfully, I was able to calm him down and drag him away before the police came, though.
You know even where I live?
Yup, my sister told me.
Huh? Your sister again? Seriously, just how resourceful is that woman if she could find my house like this? Does she have experience working at a detective agency or something?
Actually, she has, but that's not the point. I should have asked her to tell me last night and not today, since it seems it was already too late. Last night was a mess as well, you know. We used up almost all of our remaining money to get here, so we had to sleep in a park. We don't have any money anymore, so just hurry up and come home so you can let us in.
I don't live in that house anymore.
Huh? Oh, did you move to your wife's mansion or something like that? Alright, if that's the case, then we'll go there as well. Just tell me what the address is.
No, my wife already sold her mansion. She won't be able to sleep there tonight either.
What? She sold it? Why?
I don't know, ask her yourself, because the two of us already got divorced.
Huh? But you only got married yesterday. What do you mean you got divorced? And here I thought that you were some sort of prodigy. I take everything nice I said to you back.
Don't blame me, because it's you and Dad's fault, you know. I mean, your eyes lit up with joy at the thought of her money, even though she was standing right in front of you. And you kept sending me those texts of yours, even though my wife was sitting right next to me. And at the end, you even told me about your 100,000 euros of debt. Of course she'd want to divorce me, even if she liked me or whatever.
What? Couldn't your wife just take 100,000 euros out of her bank account and give it to us? 100,000 euros is nothing for her, right? Wow, what a selfish woman this ex-wife of yours is.
It's much better than a greedy parent whose only thought is of stealing your money, though.
What? Greedy? Me? But all I'm asking for is 100,000 euros to pay off our debt. Don't you think it's only natural for a son to pay off his parents' debt in situations like this?
So you don't even realise you're greedy? No, I don't think that asking your son to pay off all your debts for you is natural. Besides, my wife doesn't have 100,000 euros, so he wouldn't be able to give it to you even if he wanted to.
Huh? But I thought that she was the only daughter of an entrepreneur, and that she lost both her parents in an accident 2 years ago. She must have enough money to support the four of us for the rest of our lives, right?
No, actually, she's not swimming in money. You see, my late father-in-law had 3 other children with his first wife.
What?
You probably want to say now that even then she would have received a quarter of the inheritance, right? But see, my wife gave up her right of laying a claim on the inheritance.
What?
Apparently it's going to be a huge hassle for her since she was the daughter of her father's second wife. And it's not like she was in poverty and couldn't support herself or anything. Neither is she the type to waste money. Which is also why she doesn't want to have anything to do with scumbags like you and Dad, who take out loans as if it was nothing, and at the end of the day end up nothing but the dredges of society.
She called us the dredges of society? Hold on, Loro. You need to hand over this ex-wife of yours to us. Not only did she not lay claim to her father's inheritance, but now she's insulting us? There's no way I'm going to just let this go.
I already told you we got divorced. There's nothing I can do to her anymore.
Fine, if that's the case, then you do something about our 100,000 euros of debt. The debt of the parents is the debt of the children.
Right, and which fucking law says that exactly? Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to get started on the work I had left to do.
Which means that you're in your office right now, right?
No, I'm working remotely today.
What? Remote work?
Yeah, which is why I don't have to actually be at the office to work. Today was my last day at the office, and I'm going to be working remotely until the day of my resignation.
You're resigning?
I'll say this in advance, but since I've only been working here for a few years, the money I'm going to receive for the resignation, basically just a small gift. Please don't rely on my money, because I'm going to be unemployed soon.
Wow, I didn't expect this, I guess.
Alright, this is the last time I'm going to be contacting you, I guess.
But you were our last hope.
Bye.
How are we supposed to give back the 100,000 euros now?
First of all, I think I need to clarify that part about me and Rosita getting divorced was just a lie to buy us some time. It was a ploy to make my parents give up completely after I told them that Rosita didn't actually inherit any money from her father. I normally don't condone lying even at people I dislike, but this was my parents who we were dealing with, so I made an exception. A few days after this, I met my wife Rosita, who was waiting for me at the airport. We headed for England, where it was decided a few months ago that my wife would be relocated as part of her job. By the way, the part about me becoming unemployed was also a lie. I used the experience and knowledge I gained while working at my previous job to become a freelance worker, so I'm not actually unemployed. It was 3 weeks later when my parents found out that I'd lied to them. It seems that they intend to make me pay for their debt no matter what, and for some reason have brought along my aunt with them, and are currently searching for me in the capital city. Apparently both my parents and my aunt suddenly disappeared without a trace one day, but since I already cut ties with them, I'm really not interested in what happened after that.